All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dan Fogler 4D Experience. And the crowd goes wild. Wherever you are joining us, thank you on the vast worldwide NerdBot Media Network, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, a friend of an ex-girlfriend, and her girlfriend shared it, and you found us, but you are here, and that's the important thing. We have an amazing show lined up for you guys tonight. It is live. Hit us up in the chat. Say hello. Tell us where you are watching us from. If you have questions for our guests, hit us up in that chat. I will log those questions and get to them when we can. Later on in the show, we have Seth Gilliam. You know him from The Walking Dead and The Wire. Joe Manganiello, who you know from a million things, D&D, True Blood, all that good stuff. But now, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, Don Peyote himself, Dan Fogler.
Gentlemen, you know why we are here. Hi.
All that in a song, too.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
That was a little Jesus Christ Superstar for you.
All right.
I don't know why.
Dun, dun, dun.
That was weird. So, how you
What's
been?
up, Dan?
I'm okay. I'm okay. I had a crazy day today, man. Really, I'm excited about this.
You
really
did
excited.
you did the test, right? The little little
Yeah, that little let's not even. It's
triggered.
It's upsetting me. I was like, it's not a little It's not a little you know?
Just describe in graphic novel writer detail.
Oh, well, give me a pad and pencil. Here's the thing. Okay. I don't know about you. I don't like things poking at the back of my throat, Bernie. Don't like that.
I mean, time and place.
Yeah, you're down for that kind of thing.
Whatever.
I don't like it. And
Okay.
Here's the thing. My gag reflex is extremely strong. So this nurse who I never met before, who's looking at my face and is just like, it's gonna be fine. She's just laughing at me. And I'm just like, it's not funny. And she comes at me with this enormous swab and is like jabbing it. And my tongue is like a sumo wrestler. It's just like, like fighting it. And I'm like, I can't, I'm sorry, I can't. It's like, and she's just like, So now I'm in the Manchurian Candidate, and she comes down and she gets the back of my neck, and immediately I pull away. Okay, and she's laughing, and right away I start thinking, you know what? Twice a week, let me call Josh Gad because he looks exactly like me in Murder on the Orient Express, and I'm never gonna know the difference. Let me just give him a ring. Before I can even get the phone to call Josh, the swab, same swab in my nose. Blank. And I'm just like, wait a minute. Did you just take the same swab? Put it in my back of my mouth and then stick that in my nose, ma'am? I'm having issues with this whole thing, obviously. So anyway, on a brighter note,
Sounds like
have you had it yet? Have you had a COVID
I have
test?
not. No, I have not. So
I make
it's not that I'm afraid to, but I want them to be available for people that need them. And I keep ending up in circumstances where like all the people around me have gotten tests and they're negative. So I feel like I'm not in a need to go do it, you know?
You're living vicariously through your friends.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes. It's beautiful.
Good for you, man.
But at some point I know I'm
part of the system now.
Yeah.
I am an algorithm. I am a statistic now.
And they've tagged you, and it's the microchip is in your blood now, and they can track you.
You think that's what they did? They did a total recall on me.
No, they did not. You don't have a barcode on the nape of your neck that you can't see.
Cut to me in my bathroom, just with like a giant tweezers trying to pull a giant. Okay, that's an excellent
segue.
Segue. That's a wonderful. There's a tracker in my nose now.
There is.
Okay, so speaking of Schwarzenegger. And Joe has a connection to Schwarzenegger. Did you know that? Who's coming on the show?
No.
Yeah, we're gonna get to talk about Joe, but we love Schwarzenegger on the show.
We do.
So, did you know that? Congratulations to Chris Pratt. He just had a new baby girl.
Mm-hmm.
And do you know who the baby looks like?
I'm gonna guess, given its lineage and your proclivity for impressions of the gentleman,
just like Schwarzenegger.
Looks like Schwarzenegger.
Just like with the gap in the teeth.
No,
the broad shoulders.
But she doesn't have that gap in the teeth, right?
Who?
Chris's wife. Schwarzenegger's daughter.
Skip the generation.
Okay.
So it just came out of mommy just being like, okay, and then the doctor smacked the tushy. And do you know what the baby did?
What did the baby do?
The baby grabbed the doctor by the scrotum and turned to him and said, "Doctor, do you remember when I said I was going to kill you last? I lied." And she lifted him by his scrotum up in the air. And then Chris was just like, "That's my girl." We got the whole thing on tape. It's on YouTube. Well, you didn't like that one? I like that one a lot.
I love that one. The audience is going bananas for that one. They are loving it. By the way, we've got a lot of great folks that have been with us multiple shows now. I still see some of Ross's friends in here. We've got last
time they're still in there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Vicky is in here. Amber, hello to Sarah. Laura Kerr, who's joining us from the UK, I believe. Frederica is joining us. Hello to Leonid from I know this guy from Hollywood. Fancies himself a comedian. So thank you guys for joining us, and they are enjoying the hell. Their chests are already hurting with that impression. So there you go.
They're waiting for an alien to pop out. It might pop out. I want to thank Nerdbot. I want to thank Elvin, who's running the board, man. Thank you guys. I don't thank you guys enough. It's really quite awesome.
Couple of things for you, Dan. So you're going to get an extended 420 break today. At 4:15, we're going to run I believe, trailer for The Argument. Very excited about that.
I like how you said trailer.
I think, or a teaser, something.
No, it is a trailer, but I like how you said it.
A trailer.
No,
it sounded.
We'll listen to it later.
Cast for that looks great. We'll talk about that after we see the trailer. I love the premise of that. I'm gonna do a little educating about some weed at 420. And we're gonna have a good time. I'm super excited about this.
You know, what's really exciting about that movie, The Argument, and you'll see the trailer. It comes out September 4th, streaming and all sorts of fun stuff. And it's like one of those movies that I loved watching in the 80s and 90s, where it was like noises off, very theatrical, and soap dish, where you see like ensemble heavy, awesome characters, and like you see how things kind of unravel and they replay the same events over and over again, and love that kind of stuff. And I come from theater, and man, it's just a joy to play with that cast. I got to be with Maggie Q again, man. Dude, she was in Balls of Fury with you, right? Yeah.
And then also Divergent, that series.
Yeah, she was in Divergent, man. She's been in a bunch of stuff. She was in Die Hard. She's a bad guy in freaking Die Hard, man. So she's hilarious in The Argument. Oh my.
And then Emma Bell from Walking Dead. If I'm not mistaken, so she was Maggie's younger sister, right?
Oh yeah, on the show. Yeah.
Her death was one that got I was just like, no, come on.
One of the first ones, man.
Yeah.
One of the first ones. Man, it was cool to really get to work with her. Everyone was really funny in it, man. Danny Pudi's in it. He's hysterical.
Yes.
Anyway, if you're a fan of those kind of, those movies from
Danny was in a film I love called Knights of Badassdom that I feel like any number of like you and me and our friends like would have gone and made that movie, like, and that was all of us, right?
I wanted to be in that movie. That's a good movie. That's a good movie to bring up because that's about guys
LARPing. Live stream, right? LARPing, yeah. That Steve Zahn, I fucking love him.
He's great. Steve Zahn, saw him in Suburbia, like when he was first coming on the scene, man.
Mm-hmm.
I was right out of college, and his performance in that was amazing. I was in the back of the house. I just snuck in. I had enough money to sit in the back of the house, and so anyway, I was like that. That was one of the first guys where I was like, that guy's gonna go on to do stuff, and he did.
I loved him as the comic relief in Sahara to McConaughey. I thought he was great. Like, no, don't worry, I got the check. Like,
that's a pretty good impression there, Bernard.
Thank you. Never try Captain Geach and the Shrimp Shack Shooters. Little that thing you do. That was an early role of him. But
we can't miss 420 here, pal.
We can't. So I'll tell you what, it's 4:16. We got 4 minutes. We're gonna queue up the argument trailer. We're gonna say bon voyage to you for 5 minutes. You got 5 whole minutes of smoke.
That sounds fucking great.
I just want to know, what are you gonna smoke? Tell us real quick and then I'm gonna educate them. What do you got?
I'm gonna smoke a variety of what the gentleman brought me.
That's right. You're in UK and it's whatever they bring.
Luckily I've been really I got good ganja karma, man. I got, knock on wood. I've been, my thing is sativa. I like a nice sativa.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the fact that, I don't know, it's like there's certain things where I've been smoking for, my goodness, long time, since at least freshman in college. That's a long time. And I find that you go along and if you are the kind of smoker that shares, and when I share often when I can, give it away if people need, it comes back to you. It's just one of those things. And I was walking down the street. I was right before the lockdown here. And this is crazy. This is like synchronicity. Right before the lockdown. It's crazy. And I was thinking in my head, I was walking to the guy who I get from regularly, who's a good source, but I had to walk, and I was like, man, if things get crazy, I wish I could get someone to come to my house. As I'm thinking that, this kid walks toward me, this dude, he's like 20 or something. He's all, ganja. And I was like, whoa, that's risky. And then I was like, you know what? The universe is talking to me. I turned to him and I was like, hey, pal, yeah, what's going on? This guy has been so reliable. Had I left earlier or had I left later, I never would have seen him. That was the ganja gods just being like, yes, we must look out for Fogler here in the UK. I'm going to go look out for myself.
Go look out. Enjoy. We're going to run that trailer. Producer Elvin is ready. Audience, I hope you guys are ready. I'll be back with you in just a few.
I just wish we could redo this whole night so that you could see how wrong you are.
Yeah, I wish we can redo the whole night so we can see how wrong you are.
Oh God, we're hugging again.
Drinks.
Spin me! Good night, everyone.
Lisa and I had an argument last night, and then to figure out who was right, we decided to do over the entire night.
Exactly the way it was.
So that's why we're here.
Oh yeah, and then Sarah wanted to leave.
I was tired.
I just wanted to give you toast. And then Trina got herself another drink.
Oh God.
Trina, what are you doing?
We're gonna find out who's right.
Hello?
We're going to find out who's right.
No more hugging! I can't drink anymore.
have to drink, Trina. Ready, pick, Trina! All right! Enough. I'm done.
That is why we need to redo this exactly the way it was.
Would the actors please enter?
Hi, I'm Trina.
Excuse me? Is this some sort of weird, gross, like, casting couch orgy or something?
Is it cool if I take my shirt off? I made a pie. I'm acting!
Imagine having an argument with her.
Are you tired of not having the 40 Xperience podcast and VideoCast in your life? Yeah. You love comic books, posters, and signed photos of Dan Fogler, don't you? Well, who doesn't? Well, why the hell aren't you checking out www.FOGLER'Sfiction.com right now? All right, I will. Repeat it. Huh? Repeat it so I know you know it. www.FOGLER'Sfiction.com. That's right. You like petting unicorns? Sure do. Okay, bye. What? www.FOGLER'Sfiction.com. One-stop shopping for all your Fogler needs. I'm still here. Hello? What?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the Dan Fogler 4D Experience. We are back. It is 4:21 here in Pacific Standard Time, so everybody celebrate. Smoke if you got them. We just watched that awesome trailer for The Argument, and you saw the little Fogler's Fictions up there. Make sure to check out Fogler's Fictions. You can see all of Dan's awesome work. He's got Fishkill and Brooklyn Gladiator, which we're going to talk about in a minute. In the meantime, I would like to educate you on a fantastic strain of cannabis goods, Cali O. It is a super rare, slightly sativa-dominant hybrid strain, about 60% sativa, 40% indica, created as a relative of the infamous Skywalker strain, known for its energizing effects. Cali O is a great bud to get you up and moving on a weekday, and when you don't have much of anything too important to focus on. I also want to let you guys know you can check out nerdbot.com for some really fantastic stories. A lot of great stuff coming out of the DC fandom. You've seen the new Margot Robbie Arkham Harley going on there, and some other great stuff happening. Some I believe it was Injustice footage was there. Also, Milestone Comics returns in 2021 with a Static Shock movie planned. That sounds kind of awesome. And you get a trailer for the Snyder Cut of Justice League, all that and more. A preview at the Gotham Knights game trailer, all of that and more on nerdbot.com. And that was an awesome 420 break. Daniel will join us back in a moment. I want to say hello to some new friends in the chat. What's up to Sarah and Stephanie Lunsford is in the house. Christina Ariel Tigner, one of my favorite people on this planet, also a fantastic D&D player and hostess. Has played, in fact, with Joe, who will be on in just a few minutes. What's up to my dude, the Chad Hatter, Chad Edward Leavitt, one of the best costume designers there is. Quentin, what's up, my man? Adam, what's going on? Garrett, that is awesome. I will mention that to Dan in just a second. So yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff going on. And Dan is back. Dan, did you enjoy your 420? Looks like you did.
How did people dig the trailer?
Yes, a lot of response to the trailer. Love some of the cast in it. Said it looked really, really funny. There were some great comments going on about the trailer, so that was really, really cool.
Oh, what were they?
Hey, God, let's see here. Sorry, I have to get through all of the people that can't take bong rips while they're at work and stuff like that.
Oh, you poor bastards.
Yeah, we got a lot of comments going on. That looks so good. Oh, my God, from Laura Kerr. Oh, my gosh, want to see this so bad from Sarah Rizzi. Garrett, this is random and not about the trailer, but he said he saw you in a typo negative video last night, and it blew his mind.
Did he?
Yeah. I didn't know he did that.
That was one of the first gigs I ever had, man. Right out of college.
Really?
Yeah. It was my own private little SNL. I got to run through, and they dressed me up as a bunch of different pop stars. It was pretty wild.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah. check it out, man. It's pretty hysterical. I run through about 40 different impressions in, I don't know, 3 minutes. It's pretty awesome.
That's great.
Snyder Cut dropped.
Yeah, are you excited about that one?
Am I excited about it? Are you excited about it?
So here's the thing. I didn't hate Justice League. Like, it was popular to hate Justice League, and I was like, it was fine. It was fine. I didn't. You know what? My biggest problem with it was the villain. Like, I didn't think Steppenwolf was like a worthy thing to bring the Justice League together. You know. But other than that, I thought some of it was fine. You definitely do see a little bit of the clunkiness with the director swapping, but I don't know. I feel like people didn't like Snyder's superhero takes going into it, but then they all started clamoring for the Snyder Cut. I thought it was really weird just from being kind of neutral about it to watch that happen. But I do want more content, and I do want to continue to see Warner Brothers grow their superhero franchise. I'm more excited about Flashpoint.
With Keaton and Affleck coming back.
Yeah.
I wonder if
let's talk Batman's, Dan. Who rank your Batman?
Ooh, Keaton.
Okay.
My top Batman.
Okay.
Always.
Okay.
Always. And then I guess Bale. Christian Bale. That's my Christian Bale. That was him being Bruce Wayne. And I don't know who else is there. Oh,
well, so my thought is, I think Keaton was the best Batman, but I thought that Clooney was a better Bruce Wayne. But he was not a good Batman, but he was a good, kind of millionaire playboy, whatever, Bruce, right? Yeah. I thought Kilmer was a great split the difference between them. And I think that he gets lost in the shuffle, but Batman Forever is actually still really good. I think it, was a little funny after that. But
what?
Batfleck, I think, was the most accurate of a comic iteration of Batman. He was the Dark Knight, the Frank Miller interpretation of Batman, like perfect. I thought he was great, so underrated.
Oh, he's excellent. I thought he's very good. Yeah, he's in the top 3 for sure. I was hoping that they'd bust out Nicholson and cryo freeze like they do, like with Keaton, and they pull out Nicholson. Nicholson's there all fucked up and like in The Dark Knight Returns, dude. Totally. You know what I mean? That would be so cool. And they have a final battle. And Flash is just sitting here going, "Guys, this is my movie. What the fuck is going on here?"
So they released an image that shows a new Flash suit, and behind him is Keaton's Batman, but in like Batman. So this is just concept art, so we don't know. I think a lot of people are anticipating that Keaton will play
wonderful toys.
That was good. That was awesome.
I know it was good. You have a Nicholson?
I don't. I feel like I probably can, but I've never given it a shot. I'd have to, and I would just repeat what you just said. Would have probably been, how sometimes you have a word or a phrase that gets you into one. I imagine that would be my go-to. Where does he get those wonderful toys?
You know what? You know what mine is?
Here's Johnny.
You know what my word is for Hank Hill?
Go for it,
Bob.
Yeah,
that's what I say. Bob. That cracks me up. I have such a good audience for myself. So we got Joey.
Yeah, we sure
Joey,
do.
Is he here? Is he?
I am messaging him. He is on deck.
Okay.
So
let's talk about. Yeah. Okay, so if he's on his way in here, Snyder Cut. I am fucking excited. I'm extremely excited to see this movie. I really liked watching The Watchmen.
So the answer to the question is of who watches The Watchmen is Dan.
I'm the one. If they, the show is the recent
phenomenal.
Amazing. But the movie was an incredible spectacle. you know, what he did, he really, you know, how they would land, that, you know, the slow motion punching, and they really feel like superheroes, you know. And if the ending was the original ending from the graphic novel with the alien invasion ending, I would have been an extremely happy camper in that movie. I got to work with Zach.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was crazy. I worked with Ezra on Hanukkah Oh Hanukkah music video.
Right.
And Ezra was just like, and like, and people came from all around, including Zach fucking Snyder, to help us with that music video. So thank you, Zach. I can say that I worked with.
I got to tell you, we definitely opened up a can of worms because the chat is just all over the place with who's their favorite Batman. There is no consensus. Then they started going into Nicholson versus Ledger, or just that them hands down are the best Jokers. I think they might be forgetting about the animated series and Nicholson.
I'd like to see them.
But
so serious. That was really gross. There's going to be some stills of that I'm just going to throw up about. Let's bring in the Joe Man.
All right, let me fire up this intro real quick. He is waiting in the room real quick. So
I got a lot
for those of you watching at home, some of you know him from his work on True Blood and Magic Mike. There's so much more to our next guest. He is an avid comic and graphic novel connoisseur. He's a huge metalhead, recently appearing on Clown's podcast from Slipknot. He is a consultant and writer for Wizards of the Coast and has regular D&D games, as well as the owner of the awesome D&D streetwear line Death Saves. He was even a roadie for punk band Goldfinger. I didn't know that until today. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Joe Manganiello.
Well, did he just destroy his name? Where is he? Oh, look at that.
That is, dude, he looks so awesome.
Joe.
What is up? Do you want me to put the picture back up? Okay, hold on.
That's a pretty
awesome
picture.
Look,
he looks like a Goldfinger roadie in that picture.
You got a Fu Manchu, man.
I had the Lemmy Kilmister handlebar because it's for this movie that hasn't come out yet. It'll come out sometime next year. Shoplifters of the World. It's our homage to the Smiths, and it's about this urban legend in Denver the day that the Smiths broke up back in 1987. So we have like over 20 Smith songs in the movie, and I play the local heavy metal DJ, Full Metal Mickey, and that's my get up.
Nice. You play, man? Do you play?
No.
Or okay? Do you sing?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, when there's the proper cheddar involved, sure. Yeah.
I gotcha. Wait, I want to say your name right, because that's so how do you say your name, man? Manganiello?
No,
how do you say your name?
Manganiello?
Close. You are that's passable. I will take it because you hit
Manganiello.
Italy is Manganiello. And America's Manganiello.
Manganiello.
Yeah.
Manganiello.
Yeah.
Manganiello.
Manganiello.
I like it. I like Italian names. I've always been a fan of Italian names. Like the word, like the word "yell" is in your name. You know, what I mean?
Italians are known for using their outdoor voices indoors. So
I like that.
That's appropriate.
I know that all too well. My girlfriend is a very proud Italian.
I always wanted to have like an Italian version of my name, and I was like refer to me as Danny Fogleri. Fogleri. You like that?
Fogliano.
Foglini.
Okay, so we have much in common, my brother. I don't know how we haven't met yet. It's crazy.
I was thinking about that. I'm not sure either.
It's weird. I mean, besides our dashing looks. Okay, so let's work backwards, shall we? All right.
Yes.
So we got Okay. Let's talk about the Netflix film. So The Sleepover, right?
Yep.
Okay. So tell me about that, man. It's out now. Is that on?
It is out now. Yeah, it came out yesterday. and it is a fun family film.
Yeah.
About a mom, like a suburban mom, who gets kidnapped, and her kids are left to follow these clues to figure out why, who kidnapped her, where they brought her, why this was happening. And what they uncover is that their mom had a previous life before being their mom. In fact, she's in the witness protection program because she was a jewel thief for years before she married their father and had them. And then she gets kidnapped, and her old colleagues force her to pull off one more jewel heist. But in order to pull this heist off, she needs to enlist the help of her former partner and former fiance, played by me. And so I show up, and Dad does not like me being around. Let's just put it that way.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And
did you have fun, man? You have fun making it?
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was like the kids in it are great, and had a lot of fun. Ken Marino, I don't know if you know Ken. Ken's a great comedian. He was on the stand.
Really funny.
Back in
Really
the day.
funny.
He's bounded down, and he's hilarious. And we have some really funny kind of like jealous back and forth moments as he finds out that I used to be engaged to his wife, and she had a name, and she's been lying to me, all that stuff. And then Malin Ackerman plays
great.
on my ex-fiance, and she's really fun. We were in Rampage together, and she's great.
Awesome, man. All right, I got those movies.
That's an awesome cast. I definitely am excited to check that out.
My kids. I got two little girls. They watch those movies over and over and over again. I mean, it's like it's amazing it's so smart to do those family friendly movies, man. It's.
Well, it was fun, and it was a fun script, and they'll probably like this one. What do they like, Liz? Is like Noah Centineo movies? Is that what they're into?
I was thinking about like Christmas Chronicles. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I haven't seen your movie, but my daughters watch with Kurt Russell. Okay, that's their introduction to Kurt.
I love Kurt Russell.
Love Kurt.
Dude, Kurt Russell is like one of the two guys I had in my mind when I really started acting and looked at like what I do and what, kind of what a good comp was. And Kurt Russell's somebody that I think about all the time.
So favorite Kurt Russell movies from you guys. I got to know.
Oh, okay. Well, I love, I like, what was he in? Tombstone? That's probably my favorite. I love him.
Mm-hmm.
Great in Tombstone. Overboard.
Yeah,
so good. And Goldie, the two of them, that movie's perfect.
I got to tell you, a rip-roaring, like just fun action comedy, Tango and Cash with him and Sylvester Stallone.
Sure,
Well, you got to go Big Trouble. You've got to go John Carpenter's Thing. You've got to go John Carpenter's Escape from New York. Yep. I mean, those are real classics.
So this is crazy because this is my daughter's introduction to him is him playing Santa Claus, and so I could sit and watch this with them because Kurt's in it and I love Kurt. So, dude, it's just a smart move to do those movies. Is all I'm saying.
Thank you.
Okay, so you and I are buddies with Kyle Newman, and so we never met. You and I never met. We never met.
How is that possible? I don't know. I mean,
it's weird.
Yeah, I've known Kyle for years, and he refers to you as his brother. He says Dan is a brother to me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I memean, do you go to his like Mafia night or any of that stuff, or have you played Dungeons and Dragons with Kyle?
Yeah. See, what's really funny is he told me to ask you about. This is a hysterical name. He told me to ask you about Girth Wonderbringer. Is that your D&D name?
Well, Kyle's like, sorry, this is my dog is getting fidgety. She wants to go down and go.
Hey.
Yeah. So Kyle's like a random name generator. He'll just spit these names out. It's like, you should make a Dungeons and Dragons character named Girth Wonderbringer. And so I did, and I actually started playing as this character who was like a little gnome but he was a gnome that dressed in like a gimp mask, and he had assless chaps and like this tiny little, like imagine a little gnome guy, but like the gimp, but with like kind of like the butcher and like Train Spotting, just like these ass chaps, and like he had a backpack with like a baby in it that he didn't know if it was his or not, and so it was like this kind of like an evil like Austrian Willow.
That's fucked up.
And his name was Gert Wanderbringer. Yeah.
Yes, hello. Yes, I am Gert Wanderbringer. Yes, I seem to have found this small child. Is it anyone's?
I don't know if it's my dog.
What'd you say?
Yeah. And now we adventure.
Wow. And can you reach 88 miles an hour like that? That's all I'm asking.
Dude,
He's a bringer of wonder.
I'm actually from a cowboy town. I've come to warn you.
Okay, hold on. I don't know. I feel like the black helicopters are circulating. Were you there the night that I crashed? You weren't there. Okay, there was this crazy night that I crashed Kyle Newman's Star Wars role-playing game. This is hysterical. Okay, this is okay. Have you played? Okay, so
I haven't played this game, but I know that crowd. He plays with Jeremy, I think, runs it or something, right? Yeah.
So, and he's very serious, Jeremy. So,
well, Jeremy's also very serious about killing any character that Kyle has.
Really?
It's horrible. It's like, oh my God. I was like, God, like, what happened? What did you do to him?
Horribly. And he just gets him with purple lightning. Kyle called me up. I was in LA, and I said, I got some free time, man. What's going on? He's like, hey, man, I'm having people over. We're doing a Star Wars role-playing party. So in my mind, I don't think Star Wars role-playing game. I think cosplay. Right?
Yeah.
Like I'm a schmeckle. Okay, so I show up at his house. I call two of my girlfriends. I was like, hey, you want to go to like a Star Wars party? They were like, hell yeah. And I was like, hey, I'm Hutch. Here I come with the two girls, who are there to, have a fun. And we get to Kyle's house, and there's, Jamie. And this was a couple of years back. And she's like, oh, hey. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? I have like I have ganja, I'm just like, hi. And she's just all, be quiet. The kids are sleeping. And she was like, Mom. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. She was like, it's okay. The boys are playing in the back. And I was just like, oh, okay, Mrs. Newman. And then I go, and then I open the doors, and I'm expecting a party. And it was just like, and they're all sitting around the table. And listen, I love like role-playing game. I love that. Dungeons and Dragons, Marvel game.
But you came to party.
I came to party. And there are these guys, and they're like throwing dice. And they're sitting around, and I'm just like, oh, schnaggles. So it just seemed like it was out of like a John Hughes movie or something where I crashed this game.
And you just drop like a bag of weed in the middle of the table. And
I'm like, Kyle was just like exactly. Kyle was just trying to like be a host to everybody. He's like, yeah, no, come in. Yeah, you can smoke. And the two girls are like sitting there, and they're trying to hit on the other guys. It was hysterical, man. I have to write that into a movie.
Hilarious.
And it was just funny. And the guy who was running it, the dungeon master, was so pissed. But he was also happy. He was like, whoa, Hutch. But he was also like, damn it, I'm trying to run it.
What were you dressed as? What were you all dressed as, if you remember?
I just they had Star Wars t-shirts and like, and we threw it together last minute. So I was kind of like dressed, had like a vest. So I kind of looked like Hutch,
Yeah.
I felt like such an asshole. Anyway, so 1976 you were born.
Yes, it was the country's bicentennial.
Me too.
Shit. Okay. Did you when you were a kid, did you collect those little drummer boy quarters? Remember those? The 1976 quarters with the little drummer boy in the back?
Whoa, dude. I just had a mind fart. That is insane. Holy shit. I remember collecting coins, and that is incredible. Did you? Did you collect the coins? And
Anytime I got one, I was like, that's my birthday.
Wow.
And I would make sure I kept it.
I always associate it with Rocky. Rocky came out in 1976, man.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
What other people share your birthday? Are there other famous people that share your birthday?
Like December 28th?
Yeah.
Does it have to be of 76 or could it be like any year?
No, anytime.
Oh, anytime. Denzel Washington is my day.
Crazy.
Stan Lee used to be my day.
Whoa. No way.
Yeah, and we would text each other on our birthdays.
Holy fuck. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that was cool.
That's
wonderful. He was a great guy, man. Stan was awesome.
Okay, wait.
So Joe, I actually threw I think Stan's last birthday party, but I produced a birthday party event for him with mutual friends of ours, Legion M. And we did it at the what was the model of Stark Mansion, which is actually the electric courthouse up in the Hollywood Hills. But we did that in 2017, his 95th birthday party.
Mm-hmm. Legion M. I know the gang over there. We have a film coming out.
Arch Enemy. Very excited about that.
Yeah. So we have a film together. I'm friends with David Baxter and the whole gang over there. I love them all.
Cool, man. So Carnegie Mellon. I also did Carnegie Mellon pre-college. Okay.
Where are you from? Where were you born? Grew up?
New York.
Okay. Yeah.
So they had weird, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw something at you now. The Beehive Cafe.
Bro, I have a Beehive coffee mug in my cabinet that I've kept all these years. So the Beehive, there were two Beehives. There was a Beehive in Southside, which I used to go to all the time, and then there was the Beehive near the University Pit, which is close, which is in like a castle. It was called the King's Court, and it was this weird castle-looking building. The Beehive, which was this killer coffee shop, was right there on the first floor, and it was connected to a movie theater. That movie theater was where I saw all the films, the indie films of my formative years. So we're talking,
me too.
We're talking Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, double feature, Kids, Train Spotting, Lost Highway, Swingers, Seven. I mean, you go down the line. I saw them all at that theater.
Me too.
And you could bring beer into the back. You could bring your own alcohol, and they had couches. So it was in the time also before they banned smoking. So if you got there early enough, like for the Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, double feature, we got the couch in the back. So it's all of us on the couch with 6 packs of beer, smoking cigarettes, drinking beers, watching the Tarantino double feature. It was like the best, man.
Dude, I had my first everything. So that was the place that we would go to as, teenagers, pre-college.
Mm-hmm.
That was in walking distance, right?
Yeah.
So I would walk there. I was there I was there 2 summers in a row because I loved it so much. And so the second time I was there, I was like the Pied Piper, leading everyone I knew where everything was. So I would go take them to the Beehive, and everyone fucking loved the Beehive. And
it was the best. It's just great vibe. Yeah.
I had my everything there, like first everything. My first like because the way it was set up, you're watching a movie theater. You're in a movie. It's a great movie theater. They're playing great independent movies, and we got these. They made these incredible milkshakes. You remember that?
Yeah.
Oh my god! And I was like, holy shit! You get a milkshake, a beautiful girl, and you're just watching an awesome movie, smoking cigarettes, doing whatever the fuck you want, man.
Yeah. So I had this weird thing I've always like kind of thought since I was a kid, or kind of like imagine that like when you die, you go to heaven, okay, or wherever it is, like the next spot, okay?
Yeah.
And there's a chair and a remote control. And you had to live your life first person. but you were given this remote control to start at the beginning, and you could fast forward or rewind through your life and stop at any point, and then like zoom in, kind of like Google Earth, and like look around and see what was around, or then you can also do the, what if I chose to do this rather than that? What if I went this way, I didn't go that way? What if that near collision happened or didn't happen? Like you get to kind of like do a choose your, and basically you can just sit in this chair after your life is over and just kind of go over. I bet you, I'm telling you that if we went back and did that, you and I were probably in the same place at the same time. Had to be.
Just look over and there you are.
Yeah,
wow.
Or like we're in the same theater, in the movie theater, we're just separated by a couple of rows or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Man, it had to be.
Speaking of back in that day, Joe, in our chat, we have a gentleman named Joe Pallone who went to a Bentworth High, says he played football against you.
Whoa.
Oh, really? Bentworth High. I don't remember a Bentworth High.
Back in a Pittsburgh area.
Yeah, I don't know where Bentworth is. That's interesting.
What position did you play?
I played tight end and outside linebacker.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He was a tight end.
Like you could have, like you played every sport. You probably could have had a ticket to, to be a player, right? Like to be a pro or whatever, right? Like,
I mean, being a pro, you have to ride or die. That has to be what's in your heart, and that has to be like what you want. You're willing to put all the eggs in that basket. And I was good at sports. I played them all. I could have played in college. That's right up until the very end. It looked like that's what I was going to do.
right.
Until I jumped tracks, but I was always an artist, and that was what was in my heart, telling stories and being a part of that process and being creative. So I knew that if I went to school and emphasized anything but that, I would be leaving everything on the table.
Okay, so I got to kind of jump through this. So we're still figuring out what the show is. We got Seth Gilliam coming up. You're like, I guess you would be the equivalent of the first guest on the Late Show, and I would ask you to stay on the couch and hang out. You know what I'm saying? Like I want you, or you can come and go as you wish. I want you to stick around because we're doing all sorts of. I want you to chime in with Seth, and I want you to. We're doing a game afterward called Tales from Beyond the Veil, and I don't know. I'm sure you have some kind of funk. I'm just sensing you have some funky stories, so I want you to stick around. But we got about 10 minutes before Seth comes on.
I had you at smoking and drinking in a movie theater. Is that what you're saying?
No, you were gonna. I was gonna stay anyway.
Yeah, man. Cool. I'll hang out. Yeah.
So you were in Las Vegas with my buddy Josh Duhamel and James Caan. That is also an important show to me because when I was a young actor, I would be on the treadmill, and that was the one show in the morning that would get me through my treadmill workout.
Right.
That show, because I was like, I love James Caan. And I grew to love Josh Duhamel. So what was that experience like? Did you get to work with James?
Yeah, I did. And well, I mean, I'll tell you a funny story. So, I'm half, Italian, Sicilian. Manganiello is from the Naples area, namely Avellino. But my grandmother's maiden name was Bonanno, which is a very notorious family from Sicily, from Messina, Sicily. Yeah. And so growing up, like especially, being the artistic kid or the kid that actually, became an actor, The Godfather, the films of the 80s and 90s made by Italians were so inspirational to me and such a source of pride and really, aspirational because, the best actors on the planet were Italian. The best directors were Italian. You had Coppola with Godfather 1 and 2. You had Scorsese with everything he did with De Niro, all the way up from Mean Streets all the way up and through Goodfellas and beyond. And then you had De Niro and Pacino, and you had these incredible artists and actors telling these amazing stories. So, I grew up with The Godfather. I've seen it a million times. My parents' first dance at their wedding was to the theme from The Godfather. One of their first dates was my father taking my mother to see one of the Godfather. I think probably Godfather 1, actually. Godfather 1. And so when I was conceived, my parents were leaning towards naming me Santino after James Caan's character in Godfather.
No way.
And I guess apparently my grandmother thought it was she didn't like that because it was too gangster.
Right.
So I first day working with James Caan, I was like, hey man, my parents almost named me Santino. And he goes,
what did he say?
Why the fuck didn't they?
That's very Caan.
Yeah. He's laying in like a bed. I was laying in a bed and he's like leaning over me going, what the fuck? It was such a great, James Caan moment.
I fucking love James Caan, because he, I'm a Brooklyn Jew. There's James Caan, he's Jewish, and I was just like, and he's kicking ass, I was like, yeah, I want to be like that kind of.
Yeah. Carla.
Such a great fucking death too. My God. I mean, like,
but what
probably my favorite character.
What a great archetypical character also. The firstborn son, the one that wants to take over, he's in position to take over, but he's too hot-headed for that job. And he winds up getting whacked over the guy he hooks up with his sister. It's such a,
that Brando scene where he's crying. My God. He's crying to Duval.
Yeah.
God, Jesus. I love it. I'm going to watch
Brando was unbelievable, but you've seen those pictures, right, of Robert Duvall holding those switchboards with like
taped.
Crazy. It's crazy, man. And he was brilliant. He was just Brando was so in the moment, man. He was like,
no, the scene where I want to thank all the 5 families to come here today. I'm now reading my lines. I want to take time, but then, like, you can see him reading his lines on the table.
Yeah. So, we both lost the son, and he's, but it's perfect. He's so beautiful. Good. Oh God, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter what he does. Could read a phone book. Okay, so so now here you are. You're auditioning for Spider-Man, and you get Flash, and okay, so this moment in this movie, that's a huge movie to be part of.
Well, at the time, it was the biggest movie ever attempted. I mean, that was a really big deal, because also up to that point, superhero movies were of a lower budget and they were very dark in tone. So you had, Burton's Batman 2, you had The Crow, you had Blade. You had Blade. And then you had the first X-Men. These are all black leather wearing superheroes. The sky was dark. It was always, so this was the first one where they were going to attempt the blue and red underoos. And we were going to actually tell this story the way that it would read in a comic book without the darkness attached to it. And of course, it was like John Dykstra, who created the ping pong tables that were the Death Star, and all the effects for Star Wars. He was there on set to do the new effects, and I got to work with him, and it was crazy. So anyway, sorry, I like.
Spider-Man in a lot of ways changed the superhero game, and we wouldn't be where we're at today. We wouldn't have gotten to Iron Man in 2008 and launch of MCU without the success of those Tobey Maguire led Spider-Man movies.
No, and it broke the record that weekend. That was the biggest box office opening, which was then broken by Vinny Chase's Aquaman years later.
I think about crazy. I think about the Spider-Man movie, and I think about the iconic moments from the movie, and the one that always comes to mind is the one where there's a bunch, but the one that comes to mind first is the one where you throw the punch and it's slow-mo and he watches it and comes back, and that's your fist, man. I mean, that's like, that's movie history right there. That scene is, did you have to do that a million times? I heard Sam Raimi like does like a million freaking takes.
No, he doesn't do a million takes. Only when he gets to throw food on actors, then he does a million. No, I'm kidding. But he did throw all the food at me. Like, he takes such joy. And
Shit.
Yeah, he loved it. He was up on a ladder, just throwing food at me for 2 days straight, in the cafeteria, then in the hallway. But yeah, man. I mean, it's I knew I was a part of something special. It did feel that way. I also, coming from, Sam was all about story and he was all about character. So if you really look at that film, the wish fulfillment for a kid is the fact that you could be the one that gets picked on and has a hard time in high school. And just about everybody has a hard time in high school. But the fact that you could be bitten by a spider, get these powers, you don't even have to wear glasses anymore, and then you're going to be able to go fight against the bully. It was like that's it. Like, if you want to connect special effects with emotion, that's the perfect melding of it. And I think they did such a fantastic job, and Sam did such a fantastic job using those special effects in order to tell the story, not the other way around. And I thought that's what he did so well with that movie and why it was so widely beloved.
Do you get to do more? Do you get to do more in the Snyder Cut as Slade? Tell me.
Everything I can tell you is on my Instagram.
Really?
Yeah.
We'll find out.
Well, I mean, it's all there. That's
okay.
It.
Deathstroke, man. So was it cool to was it just cool to be in the outfit? Like, was it just fucking cool to be Deathstroke?
Yeah, of course. Choose my words very carefully, because this segment of the population loves to scrutinize every single thing that is said about these films. So, yes, it was incredible. That summer, which was 4 years ago, right now, I would have just been getting home from Monaco, where we shot the end teaser. And that summer, I was back and forth to London on several trips because that's where they built the suits. So I would fly over. We would stand in front of 256 cameras in the round, and they would snap. And then they made a mannequin of me, and they made multiple mannequins, and then they were working on all of the suits. And then I got to chime in, and I would come back and forth. And, what do you think about this gun? No, I need this. This is his backstory. This is where he came from. This is the service revolver he would have used. Okay, here's your sword. What do you think about that? No, this is what I think his backstory. So they were very open to me chiming into, how to kind of mold the character from there. And then, of course, shaving my head to throw on because this is actually, when I shave it, it turns white. So it was a matter of utilizing that and kind of figuring out who the guy was going to be. And it was amazing. And that suit is incredible. I mean, it's the Arkham Origins suit, perfect, and it had great mobility. There's actually a cooling system in the back. It was about 100 degrees in Monaco when we shot, and the temperature really didn't go down much at night. So there was a cooling system in the back, and between takes, they would hook these tubes up to me and put them into a big ice bath, and it would pump cold water through the suit to cool me off between.
So fucking cool.
So, yeah, it's really high tech stuff. These people could be working for NASA, but they're working in the entertainment industry.
I love that character. I used to watch Teen Titans, the original one. And so he was a big character on that. Deathstroke. So we were in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot together. We got a lot in common here, man. Transcendental meditation.
Yeah. Where did you learn?
I learned in Brooklyn. I learned over the weekend. It's like a 4-day course. damn, I can't remember the name of the place, but it's man, it has helped me through this time tremendously. We got Seth coming. He's in the waiting room. We're going to bring him on. I just want to ask you one more thing. You got to work with Schwarzenegger. You know, we love Schwarzenegger on the show. We're always referencing him, and he's like one of your heroes, right? It was like Kurt Russell and Schwarzenegger, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, growing up, my whole generation, it was just Arnold was the man. Arnold was the matinee icon for all of us, and the reason why all of us started bodybuilding, if we did, and then so I got to do Sabotage with Arnold, and we became great friends, which was amazing. Like to the point where, you know, being on a film set, as you know, is a bit like high school. You know, you walk in, you get your food in the cafeteria at lunch, and you look for a place to sit, and who am I going to sit with? Arnold would look every day. He would look back and see me, and whoever was sitting next to him, he'd push their tray away and push them to get up and go, come on, you know, and I would go and I would sit down next to Arnold. Lunch every day. I was in the beginning stages of writing my book about bodybuilding. Yeah. And coincidentally, my book agent was the same one. My book agent's father was the book agent for Arnold's Encyclopedia of Bodybuilding. So we had that in common. And Arnold said, you know, if you need anything, let me know. I will write the forward. Whatever you need, just tell me. And so Arnold, I wound up calling. I said, "Are you serious?" And so of course he said, "Yeah." And, you know, and he wrote the forward for my book, and he called me up, and you know, my daughter is in town and she loves True Blood, and you have to come to dinner with us. And I'm like, Arnold, I don't know, I'm running around. Like, is there a dress code? Do I need to? I'm just wearing like a flannel shirt. He goes, "If you're wearing sleeves, I'll be disappointed." And,
I want to see your arms.
Yeah, and then like the waiter comes over and it's like, "Hi, welcome to the Atlanta's first rotating restaurant." And you don't even know that it's rotating because the radius moves. He goes, "Stop it. No one gives a shit about the radius. We're hungry. Look at him. Look at the deltoids. Look at the triceps. Look at the biceps. We have to get him protein. Forget this radius bullshit."
Do you think that this is what it is with Chris Pratt every night at dinner? Do you think that's what Chris?
Get to the protein.
Yeah, but it's like it's just he's one of the funniest and most intelligent guys I've ever met. You know, Arnold, I'm gonna get a cup of coffee. You want one? Yeah. How do you take it? Milk, sugar? Milk is for babies.
Holy fuck! I'm so happy I asked you about.
He's a legend. He's like the one person on the planet that, like, if you meet, holy fuck, it's like worth the price of admission. It's like he is all that in the bag of chips, man. He's amazing. He's like,
dude, you're worth the price of admission, man. Okay, we're gonna fucking. Oh my god, I'm so happy I asked you about that. Can you call up people for me as him?
Yeah, I'll do the E-Bombs World. So Arnold had never heard all those E-Bombs World prank calls until I was sitting in
those are legend, like, internet legend.
I was like, Arnold, have you heard the prank calls with your voice with the soundboard? He goes, no. And I played it for him, and it's like, "Good morning.
Right.
First, I would like to just get to know you." Yeah, and he's like, you know, "Hi, welcome to Blockbuster." You know, and Arnold's like, I don't even know what this is from. This is hilarious. And they gave him the soundboard, and Arnold was in his kitchen pushing the buttons of the E-Bombs World soundboard. It was like, I mean, I can't believe. I'm like, I feel like I'm a part of history here.
They got a Pacino one. They got a Samuel Jackson one. There's a lot of great ones. We got to go. Listen, dude, stick around. We got to go to commercial, and then we're going to bring Seth on, and then we're going to have more fun. This is so fun, man.
And if you have other impressions, Joe, we want to hear them.
No one gives a shit about this commercial business.
I need the commercial. I need it. I build them in because I need to smoke pot.
All right, producer Elvin, ready with the commercial. Joe Magnificent. That should be your nickname, Joe Magnificent Manganiello. If you have other impressions, think about that because we tend to do a lot of that on the show. But that Schwarzenegger was great. The crowd loved it. We're going to roll commercial, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll be right back with Seth Gilliam.
Oh, hey, it's me, Dan Fogler from the 4D Xperience podcast. And this is a commercial for Fogler's Fictions. You know what? Have you just recently won a contest from the fantastic new video chat or on the audio podcast for the 4D Xperience podcast? Audio chat fun excitement? Well, guess what? You get to have a Fogler's Fictions fun pack signed by me. It includes an assortment of comic books, including Brooklyn Gladiator, Moon Lake, Fishkill, all the posters you see behind me. You can even, if you figure out what kind of fan you are of mine, we can figure out a signed picture. Who knows? It's very exciting. Yes, I did tape all of this to my wall. Back to you, Bern. Bernie?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We are here with Joe Manganiello and Dan Fogler, and I am admitting into the chat as we speak a man you know from The Wire, from The Walking Dead. Ladies and gentlemen, Seth Gilliam.
It's time.
There he is.
Okay, start.
There he is.
Man.
Technology,
Hey,
baby.
Hey, what's up, man?
Do you know Joe? You know Joe? You know Bernie?
We met very briefly in New York. We hung out at that party at New York Comic Con last October.
Okay.
With you guys and Ross.
Okay, cool.
there was a lot of things happening that night.
Yeah, I'm sure.
We were all in a good place.
It's very good to see you, my brother. You where are you right now?
I'm in New York.
Oh shit. Where in New York?
Yeah, Manhattan, baby.
How's that?
It's great. It's ground zero. It's the safest place to be in the country.
Oh, that's good. I hear like when you go outside and you don't have a mask, everyone's like, "What are you doing? What the fuck are you doing?"
That's pretty much it. Yes.
Really?
Yes. Take great pains.
But you're okay. You don't have to wear your mask inside where you're at right now.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good. It's not that strict.
I'm not good. Good. My parents are there. They're in a building there. I'm trying to figure out how to airlift them out.
Okay.
So you and Joe are actually connected by the One Eye Club. Did you know that? You guys both play characters that only have one eye.
Oh, you know? Really? Okay.
Yes. He's
One-eyed brothers.
Yes. Okay, so I'm going to kind of work backwards here because I've been watching you for a long time, brother. And so okay, so let's talk about Father Gabriel's eye for a second.
Okay.
Let's get into Walking Dead that way. So my theory, and I don't know if this is a spoiler. I don't know, but I feel that eye, the milky eye, has the antibodies to help reverse the dead disease.
Really?
That's good.
That's good. That's good stuff. Would that dead eye have to come out for that to happen?
Maybe they just could take a sample, like this is scraping.
That's a great scene, sticking the needle into the eye and pulling some of the liquid.
Yes, I'm sure Nicotero would have a lot of fun with that.
You ever thought about that?
I have not thought about that. I like that, though. I like that. I mean, my understanding of it was that it was a way of showing that the Walker blood is infectious beyond just killing you and turning you into a Walker, that can have other ill effects, so that they could set up Negan using the Walker dipped arrows to shoot into Hillside on their assault. So I thought that there was a setup for that for what was to come a season after we went through the whole blindness thing. But right. I like that it could somehow maintain the antibodies for the virus, and I like that.
I feel like it's biblical. It's epic. It's like the dead are rising from the grave, and in the blind man's world, the one-eyed man is king. There's like this, and I feel like I I don't know. There's a lot of those references in there, whether you think, whether you believe in that stuff or not. But
I like it.
I would love that. I would love that down the line. It's like there's a jump in time,
Yeah.
and they see maybe the eye is fully gone, but you're happy.
Dan, you're on a little bit of a pause. While that's refreshing itself, I'll ask you guys. So, for both you guys, on your Dan's kind of coming back there,
and I'm back.
There you are.
And I'm back.
I was sliding.
Where did I lose you?
Right when you started.
This is my dog, just in case you're wondering.
What's the dog's name, Joe?
That's Bubbles.
Oh, Bubbles is adorable.
Bubbles.
Oh,
looks like Ren from Ren and Stimpy.
Nobody's had a better quarantine.
Okay, so I'm back. I really wanted to do. Am I back again? Am I here? Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, you're good. You're good.
Okay, good. So I was hoping that I would have more to do with Gabriel, Father Gabriel, like, because when we first met you with Magnet and everything, and we had like that initial courtroom testimonial scene, and you were like sticking up for our group and everything, and man, I just wish that we had more to do. I hope we have more to do in the next season, if everything works out okay.
Yeah.
I dig that scene that isn't in the advertisement where you're running around and you're giving orders and then you smash into Carrie and she's like a brick wall. You're bam, and she's like, "Sorry, what do you want from me?" I fucking love that.
Yeah.
Was that fun to film?
That was fun to film. I was trying to look for having a little bit of humor. Scott Gimple told me when I first auditioned for the show, when I first got hired on it, that he thought that the character had a dark sense of humor. And I was like, well, where is that? It'd be nice to see that, So we had a couple of moments first season I was on it, but we kind of went away from it. So I'm always looking for if there's a chance to get a laugh in the middle of all this, high drama, action, darkness, then we should get it. And it seemed like a great one. So, I suggested it to Greg, and he was up for it, and Carrie was up for it, and we had a lot of fun with it.
What was your favorite episode to shoot so far?
It'd probably be the first one that I was on, because we shot because they like flooded out the basement of this food bank, and we shot in 3 feet of water, and
whoa,
it was kind of like a whole.
And it was you against.
Yeah. It was me and Lawrence Gilliard, who were trapped in this flooded basement, along with a few other people, but it wound up being just he and I, and the walkers coming at us. It's the one where he gets bit, unbeknownst to the audience until like an episode later or something like that.
This show is so good, man. You a fan of the comic book?
No, I didn't read the comic books, and at this point, I think I just find them confusing. It showed so many different things with the storylines from them and the characters. I think I think I'd be confused.
Okay, I have to ask you about Private Sugar Watkins in Starship Troopers, man.
Yeah,
I must have watched Star Trek. I watched like. I've seen that movie a bunch. Like
it still holds up. It's a great movie.
So
great
movie.
Great movie.
If there was an alien abduction, like an alien invasion, I feel like it would feel like that. The patriotic, get in there and get those fucking bugs. Like what did that feel like, man? What was that like?
Blast. That was a blast to shoot, man. We had Paul Verhoeven on that was. He would act out the role of the bugs in front of us, in front of our firing lines. It'd be like guys with sticks and tennis balls surrounding Paul Verhoeven to be running around. And the fucking bugs are coming and they're crazy and they're running really fucking fast and they want to fucking kill you. Shoot you fucking gun, Jasper. It was fantastic, man.
Wow.
Just out there in the fucking, where were we? We were in Utah and we were in Casper, Wyoming. We were in the Badlands of South Dakota, shooting these amped up rifles that were specially made for the movie that had you could transfer into a shotgun mode on them.
What?
As well as them being M16s.
Holy shit.
They were fantastic. And I had a specially designed weapon that they got from the Army that had a scope on it that could see like 4,000 yards or something ridiculous. It was an extra 15 to 20 pounds on my weapon, which was fucking huge. But this scope, man, it was fantastic. It was Sony at its best, baby.
That was those guns were like real? Were they workable? I mean, could you shoot shit?
Yeah. I mean, you could fire, blanks with them. But yeah, we had to learn how to disassemble and reassemble the thing, blindfolded, and went to a whole 3-week regimen thing with Captain Dale Dye out.
You had Dale Dye? No, Dale Dye was on Starship.
Dale Dye was the military supervisor guy, the advisor guy on it.
Dale Dye's a legend.
Went to a boot camp for 3 weeks in Colorado.
Whoa.
Yeah. It was good stuff, man.
What's the fucking name of that actor with the scar on his face that was on V and was also in Total Recall? Richter.
Michael Ironside. Yeah.
Michael Ironside's a fantastic actor.
Right? Was he Richter?
Top Gun, my first memory of him. He's
Jester.
Jester's dead, baby.
Love that fucking guy, man.
Hey, I love him.
Get your butts above the hard
deck.
deck.
You ever see Scanners?
Yes.
Scanners, where he blows up a dude's head.
Oh.
He's also in the ill-fated Highlander 2.
Yeah,
they totally go way off board, and they're aliens from the planet Zeist or something.
So you're in Courage Under Fire, right? Did you have to go through the same kind of like boot camp training?
Yeah. We trained with the Austin SWAT team for that.
Holy fuck, man.
Yeah. We had to go through like the obstacle course thing with rifles and live ammunition, and then you go through it. You go through it one way. You duck, you shoot, you run under the things, you climb, you jump, you shoot, and then you go backwards and do it with your left hand, which I found I was a better shot with my left because I took the time, to line it up better. Strangely enough, even though I'm right-handed. Yeah, it was hardcore.
But we got a lot of people on the show today that are well equipped for the apocalypse.
We do, yes. Yeah. A lot of military training here. Anyone a weapon like collector, even just swords on the wall? I've heard, I've never seen, but my buddy Thor is your DM, so I've heard of the famed basement layer that you've got going on. Some weaponry in there, I would imagine.
Are we talking about like hand to hand, or are we talking like home defense? Because we could go both ways if you want.
So go to Joe's place in case of apocalypse.
Or only go to Joe's place when you have an appointment.
Yes.
Don't show up in the middle of the night, or there might be trouble.
Yeah, and then if you have your Schwarzenegger impression going behind the door, no one's gonna fucking come into your house, man. Get away from my house. Okay, so Seth, between fucking The Wire and Oz and all your military training, like you're the baddest badass in the world. Well,
I know how to use a few things. But they're always like far in between when you actually get to use them. Like when I was studying, martial arts or what have you, no one ever wanted to get into a fight. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, I don't study or train or anything else like that. And I'm so ill-equipped to get into a fist fight these days. I would hurt myself trying to do something I remember learning 35 years ago.
Well, I don't know. We were at like a hotel room party where everyone was crammed into my room. And the first thing you did walking into my room was, "Hey, Cooper," and you are suddenly horizontal flying through the air. like Superman, and smashing it to Cooper, and Cooper's just down. He's 3 times your size. And at that moment, I was just like, I like this Seth guy. I want him in the room if there's a bar brawl that breaks out. You know what I'm saying?
I've been known to launch myself at people from time to time.
I
mean, you know, you got to look at Cooper. He's like an amazing target. There's just so much of him, you know?
You used him as a stunt pad. You were just like, yeah!
Pretty much.
I love that.
I'm surprised Coop didn't just catch you like, what? Hey, what's up?
He tried, you know, but the momentum was so, and he also had it's like there are 2 beds. It was like a tiny hotel room. Like
he folded like a lawn chair over me. You just got
this sounds like a Dragon Con experience.
I think that was Dragon Con.
That sounds very Dragon Con.
That's very Dragon Con. Oh man. Okay, so okay, so man, I've been watching your career forever. What's Police State? I feel like are we living that right now?
No, yeah. Well, Police State is actually a comedy, is a spoof on alien invasions. And,
is it?
Yeah.
It's a comedy.
Yeah.
And what? Okay, so I got to watch
Dark
it.
comedy.
Really? It's a spoof on alien invasions.
Yeah. If I'm thinking of the same film, I know there's names from time to time. I'm thinking Police State is that one.
That's
that while ago. Yeah.
I'm worried about alien invasions, false flag alien invasions. I'm worried about that kind of shit, man. This year is crazy. This year is
like,
what's next?
Alien
Don't ask.
Don't ask?
Yeah.
Okay, I won't.
I said, but speaking of Dragon Con, so the guy who used to put on Dragon Con, he used to put on conventions and autograph signings for astronauts and people who had been to space, Russian or American, whatever.
Wow.
And he told me once, we had a little free time, and he said that he had spoken and met every single person who had ever been into space other than like 2 people. And so I said, well, you know, tell me, are there aliens? He said they all believe that there's life out there, but none of them think that they've been to this planet. I'll just put that out there.
Okay.
Really? They don't think that they've been to this planet.
They don't think that Area 51's what people say. They don't think it's that way. So I think the UFO footage they put out recently was actually to, like you said, like, so like, let's go, everybody. You know, the time of the virus, like, we're going to come together as a world against the aliens, like in Starship Troopers.
Right, like the Watchmen ending from the graphic novel.
Right.
Like Reagan was talking about. Maybe we can all come together, right, Nancy?
Holy shenanigans, people. That doesn't freak you out. That's a good segue, though. This is a wonderful segue. Okay, so what skills have you learned from the films and the TV shows that you do that you take into the apocalypse? Obviously, you have many, many, many. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about, like, what is your bug out plan? Like, my bug out plan, let's say there's an alien invasion or something.
Yeah.
And I feel like you guys are pretty obviously equipped. I'm here in the UK, and it'll be like Home Alone here. All I got are booby traps. Like, I got booby traps of shit in my house, you know. So I don't have guns. We don't have. So if I can't protect my house, but what I did was I bought like a shitload of fireworks. Holy fuck! Like, if anyone comes to my door and wants my food, they're gonna get a face full of the Annihilator fun pack. I'm not fucking around.
There you go. So, I like it. They'll think there are a lot of heavy fire is raining down on them from where they can't see. It's coming from everywhere. I'm not being hit, but it's coming from everywhere. Let's get out of here.
Exactly.
Do you also put on the Alfred Molina silk robe from Boogie Nights and just light firecrackers and throw them at like your assistant?
That is a brilliant idea. With like a shotgun.
No one will want to mess with you. Yeah.
I'd have to have like with just a giant firework, just being all run, little puppies. Just shooting fireworks at them in a silk robe. I think I might burn myself. I don't know. Yeah, no. Knowing me, I'd probably have like a makeshift Kevlar outfit, made out of cardboard. I'm that crazy. No, I feel like my plan is, if I hear certain key phrases, I don't care if I'm in the middle of a Golden Globe award-winning scene where I'm acting with everybody in the cast of Fantastic Beasts, and I'm like, holy fuck. If I hear, a certain phrase, mandatory vaccination, before they yell cut, you guys are going to see a puff of smoke and a mustache, and that's it. I'm just going to fucking, I'm off, hiding like near fucking...
exit stage left, heavens to Megatron.
Exit stage left, even. Everyone's going to be like, where did Dan go? I'm going to have like a Nightcrawler abilities.
Just a whiff of brimstone and some smoke.
Yeah, totally. I'm gonna disapparate. I'm gonna disapparate and just a mustache, just a float, and then the mustache will fall to the ground.
Joe, in addition to all the weaponry, does do the drawbridge drop and the steel plates go up on the windows? Your place is like fortified, I'm guessing.
Well, get smart action.
I have an analytical camera system that can sense, that can discern between whether it's an animal or a human coming onto the property that's been gridded out invisibly.
Whoa.
So it's kind of wild, actually.
And you can handle werewolves too, so you're cool with that.
This is the werewolf.
That's your alert system right there.
Yeah, exactly. This is the attack dog.
Guys, should we let's do our cosplay contest. I'm very excited about that. I have a graphic novel called Brooklyn Gladiator coming out.
Okay.
And, it's like my dystopian sci-fi. Elvin, we have that.
I've got it ready to go for you. So I'm going to do a screen share. You guys will see all the boxes with us on the side, and then you'll see these photos that I'm going to pull up. So I'm going to get that started for everybody, and we've got some really cool Brooklyn Gladiator costumes ready to go. Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be neat. So
so we're voting on the best 3 or something? What's the deal?
Well, we have so we actually narrowed it down to make this a little easier for everyone. We've got 4 amazing entries right here. So we are here we go. All right.
Is this anything like American Gladiators?
Not
at
quite.
all. Don't even mention it. Don't even mention them.
Not quite. So you guys should be seeing the screen share right now. I believe our
whoa.
Yes, everyone's seeing it. So one of the characters from Brooklyn Gladiator. So there's a couple of shots of each of these people because I think they did such a great job. Dan, I wanted you to see some of these different looks that they pulled right from the panels of the graphic novel. So let me go back. That was Amber Martin right there. Yeah, my bad. Hang on one second. There we go.
Cool to see the whole folder.
How's that? Yeah, right. Is that better, everyone? Everyone's seeing it correctly now?
No.
Okay.
Still the folder.
Let's see here. I'm going to stop that screen share. We'll do this one more time. My bad, guys.
I want to thank Seth and Joe for coming on. This has been a really fun episode, man. You guys,
absolutely.
We're gonna go a little while longer. Are you guys having fun? I hope you guys.
Yeah.
Are fun. Good. We're gonna go maybe like another half hour. Holy. Okay. Wow.
So there you go.
Playing,
did it right.
Okay. This is Cassandra. She definitely has in the short amount of time that she has the rainbow hair.
I like the hair. I like the yellow stripe.
Yeah. Cassandra has many tattoos.
What's on her face? What's on her cheek here?
The stars.
I think she's going for some tattoos on her face. The character that she's playing has gone full on singularity. Like she loves nanites. Her hair fucking she's basically cyborg. Her hair changes color to her mood. She's got tattoos all over. Her tats change color to her,
okay. Yeah, cool.
Is that a Swisher Sweet or a Slim Jim?
I don't know.
I think it's snap into a Slim Jim, brother. I think it's a Swisher Sweet though.
We'll do some impressions later.
Oh, yeah, let me tell you something. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you when I drop the scepter on his back. Yeah.
Joe's got some good
ready?
WWF impressions.
Snap into it.
All right, we'll do that after this. We'll do that with WWE.
Okay,
next.
who's next?
Dan, I can't wait to see. I'm going to watch your reaction because we gave these people maybe like 4.5 days, and they really threw together some great looks here. So this next one is Dwayne Calderon put together.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, the Brooklyn Gladiator right there. Carpe Diem on the shirt.
It is.
Yeah,
I like that. I like the gloves.
Yeah. I like the
I could see Joe playing this guy.
Yeah. Yeah, Joe.
Yeah, the Carpe Diem is cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's Dwayne Calderon. Next, we have there's one more shot of him. And then this guy busted out this helmet in 3 days. Dan, take a look at this.
He made it.
He made the helmet. He made the helmet.
Wow.
This is actually so Dan. This is his name is Jeremy Topfer, and if you recall from a couple of weeks ago, this was Grimlock in our first cosplay contest.
Oh, hey, good for him, man.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
Look, he made a little cutout for the nose there. That's so funny, man.
Yeah,
good for him. I can't believe he put that together so quickly.
So good, so good. Next up, we have there's a little detail shot of the helmet. This is Joe Pallone.
Oh, fuck.
All in.
He did this in like a handful of days. I don't know, maybe like there's probably had some armor pieces from something that was retweaked into this. But Dan, this is really cool. This is your character come to life in 4 days.
Yeah,
this is one of the nanite enhanced cops, cyborg cops.
Okay. Oh, he did a good job. Man.
He did great.
That black and white looks great. The black and white.
Yeah.
There we go.
Excellent work. Holy shit. Good for him. Good
right?
For him.
Yeah.
Fantastic. And that's it for our Brooklyn Gladiator. The last shot. Look at this. He's at the Radio Shack. It's post-apocalyptic.
Post-apocalyptic Radio Shack is always post-apocalyptic. That's awesome, man. Awesome. Excellent job.
So there
Excellent
you go.
Job.
We will, for those, and I do know I've seen Joe and Amber in the chat here. There were two of the folks. I've stopped the screen share there, so we're back to normal here. And we'll reach out to you guys for some prize packs.
Yeah, nice. Great job. I'm gonna give everybody gifts. That was great, man. Very happy.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
That was really cool. And I'll get everybody, whoever wants a comic book, I'll get you a comic book for free. It's all
and you get a comic book, and you get a comic book. We all get comic books.
Everyone, look under your chair right now at home.
So, hey Seth, so Dan and Joe are like comic book graphic novel connoisseurs. Were you into comics growing up?
I was into Marvel comics. I was into Spider-Man and the X-Men.
Nice.
Did
you guys play the Marvel game? I know you played Dungeons and Dragons, Joe. You ever play the Marvel game? That was
TSR Marvel. Yes, I did. And also, so I was big into Palladium. I don't know if you remember the Palladium world. Palladium got the rights to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and they made a role-playing game out of that then became like this post-apocalyptic game called Rifts. Anyway, they had a system called Heroes Unlimited that was kind of like, you could create your own superhero. But yeah, I remember the Marvel TSR game. Yeah, I
love the Marvel game because obviously it was close to heart. You can play all the characters that you knew, but then it encouraged you to create your own characters, and that was the start where I would let me think about my own characters. That's acting. You're making them complex, and you're making your own comic books. Could you come up with your
own powers, or was there like a list of powers that you got, or something like that? Or
I mean, you had a list of powers, but you were encouraged to be creative. It was really cool.
What are the powers you guys chose?
What did you say?
What are the powers you guys chose? So it's the classic. If you got a superhero power.
Yeah. I'll tell you. So when I was younger, I loved Colossus. Remember in Secret War?
Yeah, Colossus was cool.
I just loved Colossus. I loved he was this big Russian strongman. He wound up on this other planet, and he was kind of a main character in Secret Wars. Like here was that healer, that white-haired healer on the other planet this like beautiful white-haired woman that healed him, and they fell in love. So I was like, man, this dude's big, he's tough, he's strong, like he gets the girls. Like I love Colossus. So I remember in that game, I thought, well, if you can turn into water, but you can also turn into metal, why can't I turn into liquid metal? This is
Terminator?
Pre-Terminator, yeah. I was like mercury or like a liquid metal. And I could be strong and break your hand if you punch me, or I could let it pass through and then grip it and pull it out. Anyway, that was my character.
I like that.
I did I had a lot of astral projection characters. I like that whole Doctor Strange thing. I also had a ninja who had magnetic powers and just like threw fucking shuriken at 1,000,000 miles an hour, blew up people's heads and shit.
What? Everybody was a ninja. There was so many ninjas in the 80s.
Yeah, too many.
It was ninja's time.
Dude, American Ninja, Michael Dudikoff, that was like important for me as a kid.
Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, Deathstroke. Everybody was a ninja.
It's gotta be. I mean, Snake. Yes.
Everybody kind of is a ninja now with the masks, right? We're all ninjas now. We finally get to live the dream.
Fine. I'm gonna start walking around with 2 katana blades on my back.
Dan and Seth, I've got an audience question for you both.
Go for it.
This is Laura, she hangs out with us from the UK and has been, I think, at all of our shows, or at least 2 or 3 of them now. And her question is: in case of zombie apocalypse, pick 3 Walking Dead characters to help you survive.
Oh, wow, that's pretty good.
Living or dead? Or does it
I think you get the pantheon of characters that have existed.
Pantheon of characters to choose.
Yes. And we're not sure about some, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to go with Daryl for one, because I'm not going to have to struggle with conversation. He doesn't want to have any, so that's not going to be a fight, you know. And he's going to be able to handle his business. I don't know. I used to love Rick. I think that Rick was a fantastic character. But looking back over it, he's kind of prone to some bad decisions or some questionable decisions. He's a little rash. He can be a little rash, and that might lead us into some trouble. But he'd be on my list. I think I'd go Daryl, Rick, and I don't know. I'd need some kind of something else. Something other than badassery. So yeah,
well, and a lot of the characters go on such a great journey. You could almost say, I mean, early season Carol versus current season's Carol is 2 totally different.
Yeah, characters. 2 totally different people. But am I going to need somebody who's going to help heal? Do I need a doctor? Do I need
music in your life?
Do I need music? Do I need somebody who's going to bring some music to the equation, since there will be a lack of conversation?
Right.
I don't know. That third character would be hard to. Is that somebody that I'm going to have?
Doctors don't tend to do well on that show. They're like the drummer in Spinal Tap.
Okay. So speaking of the drummer in Spinal Tap, let's talk about. I want to do Tales from Beyond the Veil to wrap up the show here. So on the podcast, the 40X podcast this month is Tales from Beyond the Veil month. And it's paranormal tales. I got a bunch of them, and whenever I interview my artistic active friends, they always, because so sensitive. There's other senses, other communication with the other side, a lot. So if you guys have any stories, I got a bunch. Let's hear them. Anything? I know being out in Atlanta, at the Peachtree City Hotel Conference Center and Disco Parlor, that we've all hung out at, I have seen weird shit late at night in the skies there, man. I don't know if you've seen anything, spending a lot of time there. You guys want to hear a story?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going back over. I mean, I had some freaky occurrence where there was a man in my young son's room one night. Like I'm in bed and he
A
comes
ghost?
into my room. Yeah, ghost. He comes into my room and he says, Daddy, there's a man in my room.
Fuck.
And like I got up and I walked towards his door, and as I got to his door, all of the hair on my arms and legs stood up, and it felt just I'm getting the goosebumps again, and it felt like it got just a little cooler in the entryway to his room, so much so that I did not step in. I was like, I'm not going into this room. I went and got some sage, because I have sage to sage various places when I move into new places, and saged his room, and then came to find out that one of the older tenants in my building had passed away like a couple of weeks before. My son came to my room at like 3 a.m. Wow. So that was a pretty freaky. He just came and it's so calm. It was like a movie, because I looked up. I'm sound asleep at 3 o'clock in the morning, and suddenly I wake up and out of a sound sleep, and my son is standing in the doorway. It's little body, framed by the light, so I can't see his face. I can only see a dark outline of a small child holding one of his little teddy bear things, saying, "Daddy, there's a man in my room," but really calmly and peacefully, not afraid. Just kind of like, come see the man in my room.
Holy crap. So you never saw him, but he did. The kid did.
I never saw him. My kid did. He doesn't remember it now. I won't forget it.
Wow.
Whoa.
Did he describe it as a full body apparition? Ghostbusters?
A full grown man, a man in his room. The man in
glowing,
his room.
or was he, did he have any?
He was standing by the window.
Wow.
I will. Well, so there's a building on Van Ness Avenue in Los Angeles, which is just on the east side of
Hollywood
Paramount Studios.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
There's a building that I lived in briefly, and everyone in the building would talk or would commune about these weird, similar experiences that they all had in this building, like everyone independently. And apparently this building, they looked up the history. It was a hanky-panky house back in the 50s, right? So what happened back in the day, before you had pagers and cell phones and things where you could keep track of actors, they would have a house that had the alcohol or women, the men, whatever they wanted in this house, so that like you go there, you go do your drink and do your drugs, do whatever you want in that place. We know where to find you. We know where to get you if we need you. Because otherwise you'd have to like scour town, every bar, to find whatever actor it was. Because they would like, oh, I'm not shooting for a little while. They'd go. Couldn't get a hold of them. So they have to his house. And it supposedly had an underground tunnel that came up to into the studio. And, hanky-panky house, or like at the time, you're thinking of vices. Vices were controlled by the mob. So apparently there were a lot of murders in the basement of this building.
Right.
Okay. Or at least that's what the people in this building found out. And then they would all experience these crazy spectral encounters and things and hauntings in this building. All like everyone that lived there. And I witnessed stuff. There were things in the middle of the night, like I'll never forget them, but like felt like there were hands choking me, and the other people said that they felt that same thing, shot up out of bed. I don't have sleep apnea. That's not something I have, but I would be woken up at sometimes the same time every night.
Wow.
Someone was squeezing me inside of my chest. It was freaky. I know where the building is now, and the building's like, it's painted in like purples and pinks. And it's like this crazy, crazy pattern outside of the building. It's almost like this energy from under it. You can like tangibly see it in the way that the building's painted. It's a trip. I drive by it sometimes. I'm like, whoa. And I just keep going.
Let me get around there. Wow.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's trippy. Yeah. That's wow. Very haunted. New York is very haunted. LA is extremely haunted.
Do you guys ever do certain
who is that?
do certain productions ever kind of put you into the psychological headspace where like you're jumpy and maybe you're experiencing more of it because you're on kind of a heightened edge?
I mean, you know, you can't not bring some of it home, or at least think about it. You know, you know, it's like when I did Sabotage, I was doing all these ride-alongs, and I saw some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
that I'm not allowed to talk about. You know, that I kind of was like not supposed to be there for.
Wow.
But I did. And when you see that side of life, I think, yeah, you come home and it's a bit like, you know, what is it, taking the red pill? Yep. Is it the red pill that makes you go to the rabbit hole, or the blue pill? So whatever it is that like you realize there's this other side of life that I don't know about that's going on 15 miles from my front door. That's like insanity. You get sad, you feel kind of sick. So I think there's a bit of it that like you can't help but feel a little different after you learn type information like that from being an actor.
Yeah.
I agree.
Especially whenever there's violence involved, there seems to be an imprinting of the ghost or the energy or whatever on that spot. I heard a crazy story about this guy who was like, he saw dead people and like all the time, and he woke up one night, and I was going to ask you if, like he said, 3 o'clock, like these things always happen around the witching hour, you know, where Hamlet's father comes to visit, you know, it's always that time. And it's because I've always had, whenever I had ghost experiences, it's always been during that blue hour of the morning where I was between awake and sleep, and I thought I was dreaming, but a ghost or a relative would talk to me in that time. It was crazy. And so this guy said that this was a guy who saw ghosts all the time. He said he woke up one day and there was a guy sitting at the end of his bed, very nice guy, and was just like, hey, you know, all the ghosts were kind of talking to each other, and we wanted to know if you wanted to know how all this worked. And he goes, sure. He goes, all right, come with me. And he says, very much like that movie Ghost, where you get a certain energetic currency. If you do good deeds, then you're able to influence the third dimension.
Ooh.
So he says it's karma. He says basically what happens if you were a good person on this planet while you were alive, and you did good deeds and you help people, and your vibration is high, then when you die, you get a chance to influence your loved ones, and you get a chance to do good deeds and basically earn your wings to go to the next dimension. He says if you're bad, if you're not a good person, if you're evil on this dimension, that when you go to the next side, you're stuck here until you can gain enough positive currency so you have enough fabric to go to the next place. So that's why there's so many dark energies stuck here, that they just continue doing what they did while they were alive instead of trying to reverse. Isn't that wild?
That's wild. That's wild.
So
I've had,
So so it's like Skyrim. You need to level up before you can.
Yes. It is, man. It is like a video. Like every day, I feel like this is a simulation. This is a video game. We're here to, you know, gain certain points in order to go to the next level, you know. And there's cheat codes and there's all sorts of shit. Man, I had you're like, what?
I'm like thinking now. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah, like no.
That's the chat is like, you know, how do I go to sleep after some of this?
Good.
Everyone is mind racing deep in thought right now.
So I had a very good. Wait, say that again.
that I'm gonna go save a burning orphanage. I'll be right back.
Yes. Let's gain some.
How many points is that?
Points.
How many points is that? Yeah,
that's a lot. I think, man. That's a lot.
It ranks a little higher than Cat Out of a Tree.
I want to thank my guests. I want to thank Bernie. I want to thank NerdBot. Was there any like burning one last question that the audience had before we wrap it up, brother?
There is all over the board. So if you want to wrap, we can go to that. It's a lot of, it's one person, Christina asked Joe, working on Bottom of the Ninth, what a fulfilling project was that for you?
Oh, the film Bottom of the Ninth. Yeah, that was so I did this movie that came out a year ago. Gosh, that was almost a decade in the making. It took about 4 years to get the financing from the time I read it through various setbacks and the way that happens to independent films. But by the time we got it made, it was a situation where, I got to pour a lot of my heart and soul into that film. It's a super deeply personal film to me, and about redemption and kind of like metaphorically, not literally, but metaphorically, about some stuff that went on in my life that I overcame. I produced it with my brother, and my wife plays my girlfriend from before the time my character went away to prison at 19 and comes back out at 38. And she plays the love of my life that I left when I went to prison, and come back and meet again in the Bronx as adults. And so it's, really, and then also there were a bunch of scenes that I got to write for us together. So writing the scenes, getting to perform them together, and then having that film come out the way that it did, and being produced by my brother as well, which was like, it was a family affair. It was super close to my heart, and I'm really proud of it.
Seth, Joe, is there anything you guys want to pitch before we wrap it up here? Anything? We cover everything? Anything you're working on?
I got nothing to pitch. I mean, I just wanted to come on and hang out for a bit.
Nice.
See what you guys do.
You excited for the finale? It's coming up, right? October.
I am excited for the finale.
We're a month away.
I'm very excited for the finale.
That date's released now?
Yeah.
October 4th.
October 4th.
Yeah, excited about that, man.
On Pins and Needles. Is it going to be a long episode, like a 2-hour thing?
I don't know that it's 2 hours, but I think it's definitely longer than an hour.
Right.
Yeah.
Joe, did we cover everything? We got everything up for you, brother?
Seth, I love your work. Always have.
Thank you, man.
No, seriously, man. You're a great actor, man.
Thank you, man.
Every time I know that you're in something, I know it's going to be good.
Cool. Thank you, man.
Joe, anything going on with Death Saves?
Oh, Death Saves? Yeah, we just dropped the summer drop. So we've got everything from old school Dragonlance. I don't know if you guys ever read the Dragonlance books or played Dragonlance, but so I cleared like the old Larry Elmore Dragonlance logo. We've got Raceland, who's a great fantasy character. He's up on shirts. We've got new Frazetta stuff on the way. Japanese Demogorgon softball shirts, and I actually have the first Death Save shoes. There's Death Save slippers for people who are around the house a lot, but we have shoes coming out. Any moment, I'm going to drop the shoes, and they're dope. They're pretty dope.
Have you ever talked with Salvatore about maybe anything Drizzt kind of related?
Yeah, so Bob and I are really good friends. When I shot that movie, The Sleepover, in Boston, Bob lives in New England, so he had me up for a D&D game, which was pretty awesome. So he and I stay in touch, and I actually have an idea for a Drizzt shirt that I got to get back into. So thanks for reminding me. I should get on that.
All right, thank you guys. This was a blast. I had a lot of fun. Both of you guys are welcome to come back anytime. I got the longer 40X podcast audio show. We can get into more impressions and all sorts of stories. And I want to have you guys on, and we can talk individually. And God damn it, I had a blast today.
Cool.
Bernie, thank you. Seth, Joe, you guys are awesome. I love you all.
Man.
Bernard, take us out of here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that has been the Dan Fogler 4D Experience with our guests Joe Manganiello, Seth Gilliam, Bubbles, and my man Dan Fogler. On behalf of the NerdBot Media Network, we thank you guys so much for watching. Congratulations to all the cosplay contestant winners. This was an awesome show. You can tune in to all the 4D Experience greatness on Spotify and iTunes. We will drop this audio on there later. You can also share this Facebook or YouTube video feed onto your social media and show everyone all the fun times that we experienced today, the crazy stories from beyond the veil, the impressions, the whole thing. A lot of fun, so much cuteness. I want to just keep this outro going so I can keep looking at Bubbles, but I'll let everyone get back to the rest of their lives. So thank you all so much. We appreciate you. The next 4D Experience show, I will tease you real quick. You guys get a bonus show. We're going to do one on September 5th. And that is going to be, what are we calling this one, Dan? It's going to be the Labor Day Fogler Burger Cookout bonus show special. Nice. Cooper Andrews will be back. We are efforting on some other guests, maybe Akari Payton. I'm just going to tease him.
I'm trying to get Jerry and the King together. I'm trying to get.
And then on September 12th will be the next Video Experience podcast after the 5th. And it looks like we may have Michael Imperioli on that show. So we're going to go back to some Italian gangsta kind of.
HBO, keeping it in the HBO family.
That's right. That's right.
So much fun. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you guys for joining us. It's been a pleasure.
Thank the audience. We love you. And audience, thank you for your questions. Bye-bye. Be well.
You ain't got to go home, but you can't stay here.
40X forever. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, man.